Hi, guys. It's Ernest coming to you from Proximal Consciousness again. Got another great subject for you: health. Now, some people just consider health as being an all encompassing term, but really there's about 5 to 6 elements of it that plays a big part in the true sense of health. The first is psychological. Now people say, yeah, we've heard a lot of things about psychology and psychological, but truly psychological health is very important to men and women in our relationships together and raising children and building a society and communities. Psychological health is basically our abilities to respond to our environment in a correct way, in a productive way, in a way that builds more than tears down. The importance to, let's say, being able to identify women as a potential mate, or to identify men as a potential mate, to do good, to be able to follow the laws that we've established, whether the law is gravity or the laws are of honoring other people's property rights and things of that nature. That's psychological health. And to value marriage and things of that nature. The second is emotional health. Now you say, what's the difference between being psychologically healthy and emotional healthy? Psychological healthy is choosing the right thing to do, the legal thing to do, the responsible thing to do. Whereas emotional health deals with the measure that we use to apply the right things that we do. In other words, let's say a person steps on your shoe. Do you say ouch and ask that person to move, or do you pull out a gun and shoot that person? Emotional off balanced, right? Let's say, for instance, you get into an argument with your spouse, your wife, your girlfriend. The psychological thing would be, well, you get into an argument, you take time to cool off. The emotional thing would be, you get upset, you fuss and fight, you punch, you hit, you go out and cheat. Those are emotionally unstable situations, emotionally unhealthy situations. The third aspect of health is the intellectual aspect of health. Most of us who are logical anyway, realize that in order to live in this world, that we have to pursue some level of education, some level of trades. So we have to pursue some level of growth that will lead to sustained life, sustained happiness. And whether it's in religion, whether it's in education, those kind of things are extremely important to our health as individuals and as a group. Intellectual health is very important. I mean, whether it's magazines, newspapers, conversating with people, it's a very important thing. The next aspect of health is our social health. You say, well, what's so important about social health? Our ability to maintain, to actually obtain and maintain healthy relationships with people, whether it's with our spouse, our girlfriend, our family and friends and relatives, strangers in our community, our children for that matter, or in other countries. Social health is extremely important. I mean, social health improves our communication, improves our ease of dealing with each other and solving problems with each other. Very important thing. Very important for dating and selecting a mate. It's extremely important. And then from social health, we have what's called occupational health. Occupational health is an interesting area because in our world we have to work. We have to take all the other aspects of health, put it all together, especially the social, and we have to go out and find a way to make a living for ourselves, a sustainable approach to life in terms of the financial, the economical. I mean, we need the intellectual, we need the psychological, the emotional, we need the intellectual all together to so that we can go out and make a living for ourselves. We can get along with people. We can do great interviews. We can do great consulting. We can do our jobs with the focus and the motivation and the responsibility that we should have. You know, if we're limited in the social area, we're probably not going to get along with other workers. And if we're definitely limited in the intellectual areas, we'll approach growth in the job and qualifications very poorly. So, all of those aspects come together to form what we generally call health. And any of those areas lacking in our relationships, in our own personal lives, in our relationships with with our children, would diminish our health and would put us on a course to be less healthy people, a less healthy couple, a less healthy society, and would potentially limit our happiness in the world, in our country, and in the world. Maybe even putting our freedoms at risk. Because any one of those areas could lead to behavior that is viewed by society, by the law, as being unsafe to oneself, unsafe to others, unsafe in general, and could put us at great risk of for our freedom and getting along with each other. There are many, many battles and wars that are fought in relationships amongst people, groups of people within our own country, amongst people in foreign countries, when there is a lack of true health within a region. I mean, many things have happened in the name of a lack of health, I mean, for the reasons of lack of health. So, health is one of those things that I thought about yesterday, and I thought that would be very important to talk about with you guys, especially in light of what I see on the internet and what I see in my everyday life and family and friends and coworkers. I mean, it's important that we have a good, solid grasp, or at least the beginnings thereof, a grasp of what is and what is not health. And not just health in a general sense, but to specifically, like I have done, to break it down into its most, or in the beginnings of, to break it down so that we have a better understanding of it, so that we can develop a better approach to all the elements of it, and hopefully to improve ourselves going forward. I mean, if we truly understand health, we'll develop better relationships. We'll develop healthier attractions. We'll maintain and intensify healthier relationships. Health is a very key element to any approach to a relationship, to approach to a family, approach to a job, approach to building a community and a society. So that's it, you guys. That's the way I would break it down. And those are the elements that I would pursue in order to improve myself, and or to encourage my mate or my friends to encourage themselves. So I hope that this information was beneficial to you, and I hope that you guys will give me some feedback someday that might improve my approach to it, and I look forward to that. So take some time and consider what's healthy today, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.